Okay, Pokemon Horizon fans. Now we're coming up on episode 101 this Friday, June 27th. And we have a pretty impressive battle, one that's been anticipated after the 1 year time jump. Nemona versus Roy. And Roy has, leveled up big time over the time jump. He's been training in Kalos for the past year, adding Captain he's been watching Captain Pikachu ever since the Rising Bolt Tacklers broke up, so he's technically a team member. And he has his Kilowattrel, Crocolore, which hasn't evolved yet, hopefully soon though, into a Skeledirge. And of course his new addition, Shiny Lucario, who can Mega Evolve. So it looks like there's going to be a 2-on-2 battle between champion ranked trainer Nemona using a Rabombi and a Terra. Wait, is it Terra fighting Palmot? And her against Mega Lucario and Crocolore. Now, here's the thing though. People are debating Roy, if he wins the match, it somehow diminishes Nemona's character. My take is this. If Roy actually defeats Nemona in this 2-on-2 after a 1-year training arc, I don't find that as ridiculous as Roy, Liko, and Dot defeating Gita's ace Pokemon Glamora, or signature Pokemon Glamora, and the two Glimmets, even though technically she used Memento to make those two faint, leaving Liko to make the final shot. I think this makes sense. It just seems weird because the fan base on Twitter, the anti-poke community, some people online are mad, saying that, if Roy actually defeats Nemona, then it just shows that they nerfed Liko even more after the 1-year time jump. And here's my thing. It was established that during the year, Liko just went back to the Pokemon Academy in Kanto. And she wasn't really doing much of anything. She was kind of just, going through the motions, going to class and whatnot, and not really training. So her team just kind of stayed at the level it was before the time jump, because at that time Terapagos didn't come out of its Pokeball since the events of the Loquium stuff. So essentially Terapagos gained no experience points. Her Hatterum, what do you call it? Hatterum, right? That's the middle form of Hatenna and Hatterene. And then her Meowscarada, they were just kind of there. And her friend, the one who has the Oshawott, that's now a Samurott, she became one of the best battlers in the school. So Liko wasn't really doing much of anything. So for people to act like Roy surpassing Liko is ridiculous, that sounds dumb. That's just like people who say it's ridiculous that Goku and Vegeta were able to surpass Gohan during the 7-year time jump, despite the fact that Gohan didn't train for 7 years. And I'm talking about from the end of the Cell Saga to the beginning of the Buu Saga, where Majin Vegeta said Goku is stronger than his son was when he fought Cell. And he and Goku at Super Saiyan 2 level were even. And on top of that, Gohan was weaker after the time jump from where he was when he fought Cell, because he didn't train. So why is it so hard for people to comprehend that Roy is a more efficient battler after 1 year of training, to the point where him beating Liko, which I believe he did at the academy recently, makes sense? And I think Nemona losing isn't a bad thing, because in the games, at least, she's eager to battle. I mean, she's a champion ranked trainer, yet she purposefully uses a new team of Pokemon at the same level as the players so they can grow together, because they'll be rivals. So essentially she's like the final boss, just waiting for you to level up to fight her. And I don't know, I think a cool way for this battle to end would be a tie, where beating Nemona doesn't diminish her character, but at the same time, I feel like even if she lost to Roy, that would just make her more excited for another battle with him. And obviously, his main goal is to capture the Black Rayquaza. So yeah, he's gotten good over the past year, but I still don't think he has what it takes to beat Rayquaza. I think if nothing else, his Crocolore will evolve into Skeledirge, and if he has a battle, well, when he has a battle for Rayquaza, that's going to be his ace for that battle because that's his starter Pokemon. It makes the most sense. So I think Roy and Nemona having a battle where, it's pretty good. I think Rabambi is going to get knocked out. So will Crocolore. But then the major fight will be Mega Evolution versus Terrestrialization. And I think that it'll be I hope it's a great fight. Animation wise, strategy wise. And I don't really care who wins. I want to put my money on Roy though. But like I said, she's a champion trainer. Nemona is a champion ranked trainer at the academy. But you got to think about Roy put in that work for a year. So I don't think him winning does anything to diminish Nemona. Not to mention Palmot is like her quote unquote signature Pokemon in the anime, but I don't think that's her starter. So I just don't feel like that's like Cynthia using, I don't know, a Milotic and Togekiss. Those aren't her aces. That's Garchomp. And if Garchomp is in the battle and she still loses a match against Ash or whoever, yeah, Ash beat the champion Cynthia, but you can always go, but she didn't use a Garchomp though. I feel like the same rules apply here. And keep in mind, the anime for this, Gen 9 is kind of weird where, yeah, we got to meet did we meet every single one? Yeah. The Paldean gym leaders and the Elite Four and the champion. So I don't think it's, that out of left field if Roy defeats champion Nemona, considering Guido was already defeated. So if nothing else, Roy tying or winning against Nemona shows that, oh yeah, he did not play around this past year. So that's just my take on it. So I don't think him winning against Nemona, if he does win, will be completely out of the blue. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think if Nemona does win, it's going to be a victory that she had to earn. This wasn't Roy being a pushover or, Nemona holding back for the sake of training. No, this is hey, let's see how far you came in the past year. So that's just my take on it. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Liko, yeah. Think about it this way. Unlike Liko, Roy doesn't have a legendary Pokemon or a starter Pokemon that's, crazy stronger than most of its species, because wasn't Sprigatito capable of using a leafage that's way more powerful than the average Sprigatito? Roy didn't have that. No. So I'm cool with him if he does win. So what do you think?